Hi, my name's Wes, and this is a 1973 Volkswagen Bus.
Hi, look, he's kind of stoked.
Oh, it's so cute, isn't it, sweetheart? Okay, so this project, and I know what you people at home probably thinking, not this guy again, but wait till you hear about this baby, because we're talking 10, 15 years ago. I was a lot younger, of course, but I wanted a Volkswagen Bus. I had a bug, I had that itch, but I could never get one. Whenever you shopped for them, they're $10,000 for just a rusted frame with a good title. As the years went by, they were $20,000, $30,000 for any decent one that ran and drove. Well, finally, I found this one. We were shopping online, I got the itch again. I actually shopped for a different one. I got out there, it was rusty, the ad was misleading. I was like, you know, my wife, I'm like, we are not buying this one. The guy wasn't even writing the ad, we'll keep shopping. Anyway, I came across this baby, little to no rust van, a desert van, and it actually has the ECOTEC swap already done in 2014. I'll fill you in about that a little more as we get to the trunk, but it already had all the work done, and the guy said it runs and drives great in the city. You'll never have a problem in the city, but it will get hot on the interstate. So I said, you know what? I'll take it. And this guy was so cool. He said, you know what? Since you're not gonna beat me up on the price, he says, I'm gonna throw in the bus depot awning. Like, that's pretty good. I'm gonna throw in my roof rack. That's actually pretty expensive, if you can believe it. And I'll throw in the solar system with it. So I was like, triple wow, I'm buying it. Let me come get it. So it came through the front. As you would imagine, there's birds, you know, rocks, chips, all kinds of stuff in the front, pulling out little dents and scratches all around it. Back to here, I figured I'm already doing body work and stuff. The vent, of course, on these buses is actually up here. And I was thinking, well, why am I pulling heat? Heat rises. So heat rises. Why am I trying to pull the heat down across to cool it? So I came up with the idea, you know, hey, I'll just move the vent down. That way it gets the coolest, coldest air right off the bat across the engine and out. Coming back to here, some of the events, some of your favorite things and to-dos on the back glass. Yeah, of course. Across here, you have your spare tire, jack, block of wood, some other things are inside. Of course, fire extinguisher. This back seat folds into a bed, and of course, that just, you know, gives you some pad, like a giant bed, so to speak. Yeah. In here, we have our latch for engine and a hood prop rod. So the ECOTEC swap is pretty much a 150 horsepower engine. This bus comes off the factory with around a 70 horse engine. So if you could imagine doubling your power, this baby will scoot. Now let's get into cooling problems, because now you're putting in a water-cooled engine in a little box. You got the transmission, you got the engine, you got the exhaust, you got the radiator, all in this tiny box. So the first thing I did was I put shrouds all around the radiator. It stayed cool in the city, but got hot on the interstate. We did the radiator underneath it. It stayed cooler, but now if you hit a bump or go over rocks, and I do a little bit of off-road, I do a little bit of everything, you're gonna hit that radiator and that's gonna be a problem. So I came up with the idea that I need to fill the back whole section with a radiator. So in here, after searching and searching, I found the 2000, I believe 2001 Jeep Cherokee, which is an inline six, is the exact dimension to fit in there. Wow. Dang near to the inch. So I put that in there. I ran my heater hoses, ran my electric fans, and guess what? Boom, down the interstate, no problem as far as you want to go. Fans ran about 15 minutes per hour. I thought, that's still a little much, even in 95 degrees, because I do live in the desert. So I thought, you know what? Let me do an air shroud. So underneath, I did an air shroud on this side. It goes from the oil pan all the way to the frame rail and up. And what that does is that scoops the air underneath, It can't get out of the box, so it's forced right through the radiator. Now, it might run 2 to 4 minutes. In an hour, in 95 degrees, the fans might run for a while. Definitely in 70 and 80, forget it. They won't even turn on in 70 and 80. Now I can go anywhere city, anywhere interstate, and if we're going to jump that topic real quick, we did about a 1,460 mile trip. We went everywhere from Winslow, Arizona, out to Oatman with the donkeys in the streets and the donkeys on the sidewalks. We went around to Squirrel Run, which of course was another van event by, let's see here, Street Vans, Arizona. So everybody there had a good time. We hit 4 corners, so that's a spot where you can stand and you're in 4 states in one spot. I think that's the only spot in America you can stand in 4 states at once. Then we came around to the ice volcano. We hit Ash Paw Canyon and then back home. But anyway, long story, boom, all the way around everywhere. Didn't even get hot, no problem at all. So folks that are doing ECOTEC swaps or maybe even the Subaru swap, this might be a good idea just to toss in your brain if you want to run it cooler. Downside is you're going to have to make something like this. I have a buddy with a CNC machine. So he says, I can make you that back bracket, $100. Wow. I said, let's do it, bro. I love you, man. So boom, he made that for me. Last thing on here before we just start scooting around some more, exhaust. The original design back from 2014 is when they put it in, they took the exhaust and ran it down, ran it up the van, down, back out, muffler, and then it came out right here. And I thought, why are you keeping all the exhaust heat in there? That didn't make sense to me. So what I did was I took it right off the manifold after they collect, and I bring it right down this way, not towards the front. I come right down towards the back, elbow it, right over to here, muffler, out. Also, header wrap. Header wrap, wrap your header, wrap the pipe all the way to the end, and you can actually get a little bit right there if you want, but the header wrap is all the way to here, and then you're out. Now, that drops your temperature a good 20, 30 degrees, and you're getting that heat out of that little box the engine's in. Yeah! Coming around for this side, we had the interior, so getting the van, the interior was pretty much toast. The front seats were toast. Everything was really, gone, minus the back bench seat. And I had this little chunk left that was all ripped and tattered, but it was this plaid. And I thought, man, if I could get this plaid again, I'm doing everything. The front seats, all of them, obviously. But I was like, so we hunt and hunt and hunt. Couldn't find it, hunt. And finally, Amazon, if you could imagine, 10 yards of it for, it was just maybe over 100. And I thought, well, 10 yards is enough to do the whole thing. And if I ever, kids spilling ice cream, ketchup, who knows, I can always redo them. So they're all done by me, sewed by me, assembled by me, done. Okay, back seat folds into a bed. And Isla, if you can jump over here, the middle seat is actually a flip-flop. So this seat you can actually flip to do this way in case you want to do family and stuff, or you're eating or you're at a park or something. 2 or 3 can sit there, 2 or 3 sit here. I got me, my wife, 4 kids are almost always with me, or us, So we're always a full van. We got 6 in the wagon. Down we go. Nice. Yep. Okay, up here, this is old wood paneling. Of course, didn't come with it. You have to fix that. Brown diamond tuck. So talking with the missus, and she likes diamond tuck, but our other couple of vans had black diamond tuck, and she said, I love it, but let's do a different color. And I thought, what's going to go good with orange, like orange plaid, right? So I was like, that brown leather or that saddle leather color would be perfect. So I came in here and I started with the headliner. The first thing I made was all up here. There's not a single wire up there or really anything to mount to on these buses. But I made my own brackets. There's one on each end, of course. And my middle bracket is where the original rearview mirror hangs. So that made my brackets, running all the wires, and of course you get your CB, your radio, all your things up there. And to decorate it that little bit more, we did some pirate rail. stained it all at the same time. So the pirate rail got stained, the wood pieces here in the back got stained, and to keep your eye nice and equal throughout the vehicle, in the very back, we have a little cabinet, and we have the pirate rail on both sides. You could set anything you like up there, really. And usually when we're camping, it's going to be like my phone, my keys, my whatever on one side, and then Mama will put her phone or, you know, purse or keys or something on the other side, you know, things like that. For you folks thinking about getting a van or maybe an old bus or RV and stuff, don't be afraid, you know, you got to grab it. We use this thing for events, even like Trash for Cash. We'll have, you know, trash bags of stuff. We clean up neighborhoods, and guess what? Load up stuff on the top, you can go. We do stuff like Vans on the River. We load rafts and everything, drive it up river, drop off everybody, drive back down, pick them all up. Hey, throw all the rafts on the top. You know, it's one of those vehicles where you can just use it for almost anything you want. And man, after all these years, I finally got a bus, and I'll tell you, it's weird, but you can't stop driving it. You can't stop driving. It's so much fun. It's so awesome. And of course, anywhere you go, smiles and thumbs up, and people love it. So naturally, it's easy just to kick back and cruise, you know. But of course, as always, thank you, JJLightning. Thank you, Joe. She's in the background, you know, hanging out. But thank you guys always for the hard work. I mean, you're day in and day out editing, day in, day out vanning, and doing all the hard, I call it the hard work. But thank you once again, and hopefully you guys at home, you'll check out some vans and maybe get the itch or bring yours out. Come on out to some of the events and meet some of the folks.